Hey guys, welcome back to Adlib Talk, and this is my review for Man vs. Bee. Before we start with this review, don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoy it, and please do consider subscribing. So, Man vs. Bee is a comedy series which just released on Netflix, created by Rowan Atkinson and William Davis, with the latter also writing the script. It is directed by David Kerr, whom you might remember as the director of Johnny English Strikes Again. The story here is simple enough. Nina and Christian, a very rich couple, are about to go on holiday. They order a house sitter, and after a last-minute change, Trevor, Rowan Atkinson, is the one who ends up as the house sitter instead. Trevor soon discovers that house sitting is not as easy as it looked. It's much harder than you might think. Nina and Christian's house is filled with priceless works of art, super high-tech, and an E-type Jaguar, together with an extremely thick manual filled with passwords and guidelines on how and when to feed their dog Cupcake. Upon entrance into the house, Trevor is accompanied by a bee, and it is this bee that will lead to the conflict of the century, as Trevor fails again and again in ever more desperate attempts to first get the bee to leave the house, but eventually to kill that same bee. From gassing it to cooking it in a microwave and even burning it with a flamethrower, somehow Trevor fails at all of these attempts. Failure seems to be a word easy to match with Rowan Atkinson's bumbling house sitter. We find out that he was fired from Asda due to an issue with a trolley. He is divorced and has a daughter. This is our emotional beat, and it's a rather predictable one. Failure dad wants to spend more time with his daughter, but he continually messes up everything. However, at the end of the day, we all know why we are here, right? It's to see Atkinson fail again and again at killing the bee. And he does fail, spectacularly so. I'll be honest with you, I did not laugh all the time. Many scenes were almost anxiety-inducing in how woeful Trevor's attempts were. You could see most of the disasters coming a mile away. But I did still quite laugh when Trevor, for example's hand got stuck in a piano, or when the burglars entered the house and got scared of Trevor, who was chasing the bee. These moments are when we truly do appreciate that Atkinson is not just depending solely on physical humor, but is actually talking in his role. This is, of course, no Blackadder, but the little speaking his character does really does add to the humor, especially, for example, in the scene with the police, which was hilarious. Atkinson himself is effortlessly funny, bumbling around the house, destroying artwork after artwork, breaking every single rule given to him by the couple who own the house. This is the kind of humor very few, if any, actors can make seem so effortless, just the way Atkinson does. And obviously Atkinson is perfectly fit for a role which naturally was made just for him. And he does also fit really well on the Netflix style of series. And I do hope that this series does well and that we can get more of it. But what about the bee itself? We get little to no character motivation from the bee, other than a short comment about the male bee being kicked out of its hive, and it seems like it just wants company, right? However, it does leave behind it a trail of destruction. I must also say that the CGI itself for the bee was actually quite decent for a TV series. And then we also have crazy rich Asian star Ying Luzi, who plays Nina as the human antagonist of the series, together with Julian Rintot as her husband. They both portray the rich and evil archetype quite well. Now, Man vs. Bee is not the best slapstick comedy I have ever seen. Far from it. But for fans of Atkinson, this will be a fun watch and I do quite highly recommend it. My rating for Man vs. Bee is a 3.5 out of 5. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that review, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like on this video and please do consider subscribing. I'll see you guys next time right here on Ad Lib Talk.